This is the second sudden death that the department has seen within the last week. Police Chief David Roddy was very emotional over the weekend. And over here are the support beams that are behind this tarp that the fire department used to add some stability to this home. The attorney of a woman charged with shooting an officer outside of a Waffle House says it was all an accident. This official court document lists a number of charges, including 2 counts of aggravated assault. But before you put your car in gear, be sure to toss that phone to the back seat. It's always sad when we lose someone like this, especially when it's a young boy like 9-year-old Liam. It happened at this intersection right behind me. At this time, they're still waiting on a toxicology report to find out exactly what led to that string of overdoses. But as many of you know, opioids have become a problem across the nation, and fentanyl in particular. The state of Tennessee is being thrifty when it comes to standardized tests. And coming up after the break, making a minister while a Chattanooga church is trying to get as many people ordained as possible. Chattanooga police are sharing some shocking numbers. They report 4 suspected drug overdose deaths in the past 24 hours. The smoke has cleared and the fire is out, but crews are still out working, as you can see. High school students also come here on a Friday night just to enjoy their night before the football game, and so it's very nostalgic for the people here.
Have to be careful because it's slippery.
Yeah, that's right. Trinity said you have to be careful because it's slippery, just like many of the roads. The only thing she is left with now is the clothes that were on her back. Now just take a look at her house right now. It's still condemned, and that is why she is thankful a total stranger is pitching in to help.
That's all I have. I don't want to take it down. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. If I take it down, it's really gone.
Ashes cover what used to be Shannon Sullivan's home.
Everything I own is gone. So I have nothing.
She walks through it looking for any memories that can be saved.
Pictures, baby books. Her first tooth she lost. My son's first tooth, he's 20.
Officials say the fire was set intentionally Sunday night. Sullivan, her daughter, and son were not home during the fire, but the family cat Ollie is still missing.
I mean, I would take this a lot better if I could just find my daughter's cat. Why wouldn't they just open the door?
Neighbor Annette Forbes was home at the time and called 911.
Not very big flame when I first seen it, and I first called 911, but it got out of hand really fast.
Forbes was worried Sullivan, a cancer patient, might have been inside resting from her treatments. Sullivan says doctors give her a couple more years to live.
From my throat, it's in my throat and lungs.
Days later, Sullivan is still very emotional about the fire. She doesn't know what's next for her family.
I keep getting blow after blow. And then now this, I don't know how to come back from this.
Sullivan is getting unexpected assistance from a passing motorist who stopped to help after seeing the family's loss.
She started walking up, she was in tears, and some told me to stay with her and some told me that she needs help.
This was like it's disintegrated.
Mattoon has stepped in to collect donations for the family through a Facebook group.
You know, even though this world's crazy, that there is people out there that don't know you that's willing to throw a shirt on your back.
More than 450 officers work for the Chattanooga Police Department, and their supervisors want them to take a holistic wellness approach in order to de-stress. That's why many of them come here to CrossFit in order to work out. 10 hours of back-to-back calls. Assistant Chief Dana Vaughn says at any given time, officers could face a number of situations.
Several disorders during a day, and it may be among family members, it might be among school students.
Vaughn says sometimes you don't get the time to decompress. She tells us what may cause officers the most stress.
The loss of an officer is probably the biggest stressful event. We also deal with shootings, much like we had at Riverbend Saturday night.
Lieutenant Heather Williams was one of those officers working the night of the shooting outside of the Riverbend Festival. She goes to the gym in order to relieve stress after a long shift like that. Williams shares a statistic that officers tend to die at a younger age compared to other professions. She says it has to do with the pressure of the job.
So we have to meet several domains. There's 4 of them: the spiritual domain, the emotional domain, the mental, and the physical.
Fellow officer Dejanay White agrees that the gym is her happy place. Both of these ladies work out about 4 times a week.
You have overhead presses, you pull trucks, deadlift cars, lift these big heavy stones.
Williams tells her peers and the officers she supervises to get a hobby they enjoy outside of work.
I love to go to the mountains. It's my quiet time, it's my me time. So that's how I deal with that spiritually for me. Mentally, I like to do a lot of meditation.
After a traumatic situation, officers check on officers periodically to make sure they are handling the stress appropriately.
And we really try to stress to the supervisors to keep an eye on the officers. Is their job performance changing? Are they having mood swings?
In Chattanooga, Kasey Freeman, Channel 3 Eyewitness News. The manager of this subway, Robbie Anderson, says this weekend was a challenging one for her personally and professionally. On Friday, heavy rain caused a tree to fall in her car, and Saturday morning, a mudslide destroyed her restaurant.
Numb, in shock, kind of. My mind's been going 90 miles an hour all weekend.
Anderson and the owner decided Friday night not to open Saturday due to weather conditions.
There was still a lot of action on the hill, trees cracking and stuff, and we knew that something else was going to happen.
The mudslide happened around 9:30 Saturday morning. Typically, the store opens at 10, but usually an employee comes in early to get prepared. Now, about 6 employees are looking to transfer to another location.
May need some employees and some help, and so we're just all working together right now.
Anderson met with Public Works Monday morning to determine if state grants or loans could be available to help with the cleanup. She says right now the owner is still talking with the insurance company to learn more.